Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Naked Development YouTube channel. This is Coffee Rants. If you're new to the channel, this is where I just rant and drink coffee. So I got an interesting topic that I think people will click on, but we'll see how much you like the answer. So the topic this morning, I want to talk about how to make 7 figures in 30 hours or less. Now, I know that that's crazy. A lot of people are just trying to make 6 figures. I get that. But I wanted to make it clear that I think that there's this misconception that the more successful you get in life, that you have to just continue to work more and more and more, or you cash out and retire, and that's the thing. And I think that's the path I thought existed. And I don't think I knew, how easy it would be to make more money and work less. So I was actually hanging out with a friend of mine yesterday, and he was asking me about this because he owns a company. And I said, I'm making more and more every year, and I'm working less and less. And he's like, well, how are you doing that? So I thought it would be a cool rant to explain how that works. So believe it or not, it has more to do with valuing yourself and your time and getting people in your life. So this is what happens. As you start a company, you work, and you do everything. That's how that works, right? Like I've started several companies, and it's always how it works. You do everything. You don't have a marketing department. You don't have any of these things. You are the marketing department. You are the accounting department. You are all those things. And so as a founder, that's where everyone starts. And I don't care who you are. It's got to start there at some point. And then you start to add layers. And this is where everybody goes wrong. Or I shouldn't say everybody goes wrong, but most people went wrong. And I went wrong in my first couple companies for sure, 100%. Even though, I had a decent exit on the first one, and you would call it a success. My life and all of that wasn't a success while I was growing the company. The company was successful, but I didn't feel successful. To me, the difference between the company being successful and me feeling successful is, can the company run on its own? Can I take time away? These are all critical things for you to have a successful company and a successful life at the same time. Most people don't think you can have both, but you can. You absolutely can. Let me tell you, don't believe this lie that it's just about working more and more and more to make more money. That's not a great path to go down. I've been down that path. It doesn't lead to a great place. You need to have a successful company and a successful you. And by the way, they have a lot to do with each other. Very synergistic relationship. So let me back up though. So you're working. You're doing your thing, right? And you're doing everything. So as you add layers on to the company, there's 2 things that you can do. You can add people just because you think you need more people, and then you put them in these positions. Or you can add people with purpose. And let me tell you what the purpose needs to be. This is the critical point. Let me tell you, if you get anything out of this channel, listen to this. When you add someone, do it to take away from the things you're doing. So this is how it works. You say, well, I'm doing these things. Let me take the thing I do least good. For me, it's mostly accounting and stuff like that. So take those things and get someone who's good at those things, who enjoys those things, who does those things, so that I have more time. So the whole point of a company is you're constantly removing the things you do so that you have more time. Why is that? So that you can just goof off? No, that's not the point. Your time is the most valuable time in the company, right? So if you are a 7-figure person, you are making $500 an hour. Your time is worth $500 an hour, and you need to always back out What is your time worth? And then you replace it with somebody who is much cheaper than you, so that you're not spending $500 an hour taking out the trash or something like that. I mean, that's terrible, but you know what I mean? Like doing accounting and bookkeeping and stuff like that. You need to get, and the first person that can do that is normally an executive assistant. And then you have them do those things. And then you hire people out that are really good at those specific things, like hiring a marketing person that's better than you, hiring, somebody does operations better than you. And so at some point in the process, your job becomes very, very small as far as what you do. And I'm going to do a video on this, but I call it being the dumbest guy in the room. So that's my aim. Like, get people that are just so much better at things than me, so that I'm just really, all I am is the glue that keeps everybody together in the end. And that is the master plan. That is how it works. And so how do I quit work at 3 o'clock and walk my dog on the beach almost every day? That's how I do it. I just don't work a ton of hours anymore. I used to work 80 hours a week. I was one of those guys. Trust me, it is a terrible way to live. You want to get to a place where you're working a few amount of hours and you're maximizing your income at the same time. And so, I sit on 6 boards of other companies, and I run a company as a CEO, but that doesn't mean I have to work a lot, And so don't believe the lie. It's not real. So it's how you get up there that matters. It's the path that you get up there. So the path is take what you don't like or do well and replace it and get somebody else that's better and is cheaper than you. And then continue to do that until you're not doing much of anything. And I say that kind of tongue in cheek. It's not like I don't do anything. I have to do a lot of meetings to keep people together. Those are the things I do, but they're very, very focused. And when you see these people like Richard Branson and all that, and they own like 100 companies or whatever, this is how they do it. This is the key. Let me tell you, let me save you a lot of money on coaching, although you should probably still pay for it. Because if you get an executive coach or a life coach, this is all they're going to teach you to do. I promise you. They're going to say, get up in the morning and work out, and then constantly replace yourself. This is all the high-end coaches that I've paid. They tell you the same thing. It's the same stuff. So if you want a great book on this subject, I would get Buy Back Your Time. I'm a big fan of that book. It kind of gives you exactly what I just said and walks you through that process. But anyway, this is my rant for today. If you have not subscribed or liked to the YouTube channel or on Instagram or whatever, please do that now. Hope you get where you're trying to go. Have a great day.